Good morning, Valiance. Welcome back to Vibrant Authentic Living. I just came back from my laps and I've been meaning to show you my compost heap. So I decided that this morning I'm going to take some time and show you. So I'm in my garden. It's definitely a work in progress. You're looking at the compost heap. So what we did was we dug a hole. We selected an area of the garden and dug a hole. It's about 6 feet long and about 3 feet wide and about 2 feet deep. Now this bottle you're looking at, my son put some organic matter in, and I'm not sure what it's composed of. I know it has organic matter and some water, and he's allowing that to work its way and then he's going to add it to the compost. I have to go get further information from him on that. No, so we dug the hole in the ground and we're filling it gradually with organic matter, with waste from the kitchen primarily. If you have been following this channel, you know that we use lots of fruits, particularly in my juices. I use tons and tons of fruits, and just to eat as is, and so nothing is allowed to waste. So we try to be as natural as we can. We don't allow anything to go to waste. So all of the scraps, the peels, the skin, the rind, whatever, we take it and we add it to the compost. And a compost heap is used to provide natural organic fertilizer for plants. Farmers refer to it as black gold because it is so beneficial to the plants. When it has completely gone through the process, it will actually become a part of the soil. It will be like soil, so it will have the texture of soil. It will be black, and so they refer to it as black gold, and it will be full of nutrients, organic nutrients that the plants need to maintain their health. So as is now, it is not yet compost, it is just now scraps. So what we're going to do, or what we have been doing, is piling the scraps on in layers. So at the bottom of this you would have had more scraps. Then we cover that with a layer of soil, water it occasionally, put more scraps and leaves. So what you do is you create layer upon layer. So it's almost full. So after another layer of soil and maybe another layer of scraps, we'll cover that with soil and just leave it there. It has been here now for about 2 months. When we have completely covered it, we're going to just leave it and allow nature to take its course. As you can see, there are lots of fruit flies, which we want because they will help to in the process of the decomposing of the matter. We also would love to see the ants and the earthworms. Wherever you see those creatures, you know that things are progressing nicely. The earthworms are going to be helping to aerate the soil and make for the good processing of the compost. Now if you go through just looking at the pile, you see all the things that we use in our daily fruit eating, we see, because even some of these things that you see growing, they weren't planted for growing the crops. Another time I'm going to show you the section of the garden that has crops. So these are just the random seeds that got in the compost and they decided that they want to grow. See, so we have here we have a watermelon, we have pumpkin growing on its own. If you look over here, we have a huge pumpkin vine. It wasn't planted, it decided to just grow on its own and it's spreading. Here we have a tamarind plant. We have another pumpkin, and I'm gonna go through now and show you so you can see all the different things that we would have had. So here we have papaya. You can see that's the seed of the rose apple. Watermelon skin, banana, onions, mango. Those are some neem blossoms, neem seeds, passion fruit, mango. We have, this is actually mommy fruit. This is the mommy. Onions. Here we have some tea leaves that were used and discarded. So that would be the fever grass tea. We have pineapple, cerci leaf tea, papaya. Here's a papaya tree coming up. Papaya seeds, banana, tamarind seeds, soursop seeds, pepper. Here's another melon coming up on its own, and a tamarind, several tamarind trees, passion fruit, watermelon, pomegranate. So you can see it's a host of fruits because I make several. Here we have ackee seeds. Just to give you an idea of, just to give you an idea of how much fruits we consume on a daily basis. So this is, below this of course you have several other layers of fruits and dirt piled on top of that. Occasionally we will water it because the water will help in the natural decomposing of the fruit matter. Here we have the flies, being drawn to the smell. There are certain things that you don't want to add to the compost. For example, meat, fish, eggs, milk, because those will create a terrible smell and they will also harbor a lot of pests into your garden. And you also don't want to include any plant matter that has any disease because those might affect the other plants that you have growing in your garden. So what you should include in your compost would be organic scraps. So peels, skin, grass, leaves, and then you are going to stack it in layers. So you have a layer of scrap and then you cover that with a layer of soil, a layer of leaves, grass, and then more soil. Water it. After a while, maybe a couple weeks, you're going to take a fork and turn over the soil. Just turn over the compost to aerate it, and so that the entire material can get to decompose properly. So you turn it over, aerate it, and leave it again for some time with some water. When you start seeing the earthworms, like if you were to just use something and dig through the soil a little and you see lots of earthworms, you know that definitely it's the compost is getting ready and that is going through the process the way you want. The earthworms will help to aerate the soil and make the process that much better for you. So how do you know when your compost is ready? When you are able to take up handfuls and it's flaky and it's dark, then you can start adding it to the soil around your crops, not on the plant themselves, but on top of the soil, in and around where the plants are growing. And that will be your natural fertilizer, natural organic fertilizer. Excellent for the soil. As I said, farmers refer to it as black gold because of how precious it is. And this is what we want to use on our crops: organic fertilizer for the crops, so that they can thrive and come into fruition, come into their best. As the compost progresses, I'm going to do another video so you can see the development. So for now, this is it. Adios.